Welcome back, Math 10-3. Today's lesson is the first lesson in Chapter 6. The title is Calculating Unit Price on Workbook page 158. Now, Chapter 6 talk about basically working with money. We're going to learn about currency. We're going to learn about the comparison between price and basically price is ratio. Because, for example, you need to understand, oh, this piece of apple costs how much dollar per pound in Canada. But when it comes to South Korea, it was how much won is WON, won is our currency, how much won in kilogram. So as you may notice, even the mass is different when it comes to its unit, and so is the price of item. Not everything works like that, but most of the time it is possible. Thinking of oh, is that too bright? No, it's actually not that bad. If you don't mind, I'm gonna use a little bit of a light in here because that makes the whole thing brighter. So it is good things to understand that there is a term unit price. Let's talk about what the unit price is. Unit price is the amount of money charged for a unit of an item. So when it comes to money, generally, yes, as an example, people think about dollar, can be yen, can be won, or our Korean currency, per unit of an item. This can be any type of mass unit, volume unit, etc., etc. And most of the time, it is basically mass. If you are into, how can I say, if you're into any type of grocery shopping with a certain amount of mass of vegetables, something like that. So let's do a quick textbook example or workbook example. When you go to page 158, there is a question. Rama advertises banana for $1.99 per kilogram. Is it more or less than 59 cents a pound? So there is basically two different unit price. One unit price talk about $1.99 per kilogram. Number two unit price is our imperial system, 59 cents. I know it's 59 as a whole number, but in order to at least try to have some uniform sense of unit, I just put 0.59 with the dollar sign per LB, pound. Now, first of all, at least dollar and dollar, we unified those two units as one. However, what should I do with kilogram, pound, those kind of thing? We can basically use our conversion, unit conversion. In this case, what we learned in chapter 5, 1 pound is basically equivalent to 0.45 kilogram, or you can use 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 LBS, something like that. So why don't we convert kilogram into pounds? Because I believe, if I recall, Canada used pound a lot when it comes to vegetable, and it was talking about banana, so why not? I am changing this 1.99 kilogram as a fraction because that gives me an idea. I can put kilogram on the top, 1 pound at the bottom, so that I can figure how much money per 1 pound. So basically now use your calculator, 1.99 multiplied by 0.45, then it show you 0.8955, like what you see over here. But it's a good idea to round it up to 2 decimal place, 0.90. So if I look at the two, let's say store number 1, store number 2, which one is more beneficial? Well, if you think that number 2 store is definitely cheaper, because imagine you buy 1 pound of banana, then store 1 costs 0.90, 90 cents, store number 2, 59 cents. So as you may notice, there is a difference. Let's do one of the example. It's not on a workbook. Let's do something for fun at one point. Let's say jam. There's a strawberry jam, and one of the store sells, and let's say organic jam, whatever, blueberry, strawberry, doesn't really matter. Let's say one store sell it as $5.50, $5.50 for 500 mil, and another store basically sell let's see, 3.75 for 350 mil, something like that. Which one is more beneficial for consumers? So let's talk about the ratio in this case. The reason that I'm going into ratio is, first of all, dollar, we use the same unit. What about volume? Volume also use milliliter. So what we can do is simple ratio. How much costs per 1 milliliter? So here's what I'm going to do. The cost was $5.50 for 500 milliliter. We don't know the cost, but what if it's per milliliter, something like that? Then whatever you multiply from inside is equal to outside. 500x, that is equal to 5.50. X is equal to 5.50 divided by 500. So now calculator, 5.50 divided by 500 give me $0.011 per milliliter. As you may see, it does go beyond the cent, so if you want to go per 100 mil, feel free, which I probably should have. But in any same situation. $3.75 for 350 mil. How much will it cost for 1 mil? 350x is equivalent to 3.75. X is 3.75 divided by 350. Then you will see 0.0107 per milliliter. So if I look at the ratio difference between those two, store 1 is a bit more expensive. So in that case, you can say store number 2 is a bit cheaper. That is today's lesson. It's one of the most precise and straightforward lesson. Your homework is basically do every question on workbook page 159. There's about 5 questions. I want you to give it a shot for that. That is today's lesson.